Hey guys, we've got news for Global for May 19th, and this week joining me to discuss the Final Fantasy I banner is Mood. So you can introduce yourself, Mood.
What's going on, everyone? Mood here from FFP Discord.
Yep, glad you could join to talk about the original Final Fantasy, the one that started it all. So this week we've got Fledgling Warrior, also known as Warrior of Light, and then Merlith, and then it's not shown on the banner, but we also have Neovision's Awakened Garland. So for this week, Mood, did you actually play Final Fantasy One? I know it's super old.
Yeah, I did play it.
I actually played it on an emulator, later, and I don't think I even finished it. It wasn't great for me. I love Final Fantasy, but it was just a little bit outdated for me. But it is cool that they're bringing the original units, all the way back. So no vision card this week. It's just a plain old step up, with both units on the banner. And then Warrior Blight. So I talked last week about how, Warrior Blight is, or I keep calling him Warrior Blight. I'm just going to call him that even though he's technically Fledgling Warrior. So I talked about how this is like basically a better tank than Mont, and as it turned out, he is here following the JP release. Do you want to talk about this unit at all, Mood?
We can say a few words like he's a nice tank. He's bulky. He's got some offensive support as well.
Yeah, he Mont, for example, has like two skills after his one turn use Magnuses are done. Warrior of Light has like basically the full tanking kit. He's got like breaks. He can remove attack and magic buffs off the enemy. He's got some mitigations for the party, and like you mentioned, the offensive stuff. He does have a cool little cooldown that boosts the LB modifier for the entire party. It's kind of like a Tyvus STMR that actually stacks with that and boosts LBs for the whole party. It's the first time we're seeing a unit, I think, that boosts LB modifiers externally. So that's pretty cool. There's going to be more coming later, but he is the first. It's pretty neat.
I like to mention that for Sky especially, it's double the mode.
Yeah, it's a little weird the way they coded this one in the JP syrup, and I assuming Global will keep it the same. It like it gives different modifiers depending on the units. They kind of like took into account that units like Titus or Squall will like double dip on modifiers because of defense ignore. So the boost on this guy, for anything that ignores defense or spirit, the boost is only halved from Warrior of Light and then doubled because of the defense ignore. So basically, it only adds 30x to units like Squall and Titus instead of the usual 60, where it like double dips like Tyvus. But like you mentioned, Sky, because she's a global exclusive and they coded her LB differently, it should still double dip on Sky and a few other units are as well, global units. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
No, that's nice.
His STMR is just a really nice tank piece. Tanks only get some flat defense as well as some killers. It's got 100% HP for everyone. So it's basically the best tank gear or the best tank chest currently in the game. And then his TMR is flat stats for Final Fantasy One only. So that's really specialized. Good for him though.
Yeah. The SKMR is really nice if you get him.
So, as far as is the unit like worth chasing, I would probably say not really. Even though he is a good tank, and I wouldn't mind getting him like off banner. I don't think he brings enough unique to the party over tanks you already probably have. Like the LB modifier thing is cool, but it's usually not going to be worth an entire party slot just for an LB buffer. I don't know. So I'm
Yeah,
go for it.
I was thinking about Clash of Wheels physical fights. Like if you can tank and then get some offensive support as well.
Yeah, for physical
Maybe
fights,
we will see some use.
yeah, he actually might be pretty good on Clash of Wills units or Clash of Wills fights that need physical. Because, like I said, he does have he is good tanking. He does have some support kit. He won't be able to fill morale at all, like we're used to with like Chow or small amounts from Maeve. So that could be a problem. But if your morale gain is covered elsewhere, he could be really useful for tanking. And then, like you mentioned, he could buff your party for a little bit more damage. Like he's going to probably contribute more damage to your party through his buff as opposed to something like Maeve or Chow, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be good. And then the other unit
Yep.
is Merlith. She was one of the bosses in the game. She's a little bit of a weird unit. So she has a special cooldown that buffs the modifier for Fyra, like level 2 fire magic, for everyone in your party. Now, normally this is irrelevant because it's not high enough to matter. The big thing where people use Merlith is in conjunction with Vivi and Steiner. If you combine her modifier boost with Vivi, who uses his quadcast reflect on the party with Steiner, and then that gets multiplied a bunch of times, it actually becomes decent. Not great, but decent.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I know about her, like her strong niche with Vivi, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I did some like really rough calculations. If you divide the damage by 3, because it is using 3 party slots, it comes out to something like 75% of Dark Rain's damage for bursting, which is still decent, but it's definitely not like meta or anything. With the exception being on something like the very current Dark Visions, where it's the bird fight, and there's so few options for fire or dark mages that actually do good damage. If you pull Merlith this week, and you bring Merlith and Vivi to the current Dark Visions, it'll probably help your score. Like if you didn't cap yet, it'll probably be worth bringing. Beyond a very specifically mage-only Fire Week fight in Dark Visions, you're not going to see a ton of use out of Merlith, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Just for the fire magical fights, if like this DV, a bit hard, the magical fight. No.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now this is a little bit unfortunate that her STMR is a one-hander, as we're like right on the eve of getting magical variants. Probably within the next month or two. You really want to go for like two-handed mage weapons these days, and this is unfortunately a one-hander. So, not a great STMR. I mean, it is a good one-handed mage sword, so if you are using one-handers, it's really high magic. It's 500 magic to Merlith only. Actually, Final Fantasy 1 units only, so I guess Garland could use this if you really wanted to. But it's basically
Yeah.
just Merlith.
Yeah. How about Vivi with magic variants? Is he getting any better?
Definitely, yes. Vivi will want to use a two-handed rod or two-handed weapon of any kind. Rod probably because that's all he can really use, I think. But yes, when the variance comes, it will apply to Vivi, and he's going to want to always use a two-handed rod if possible. So like Shui Yi's STMR or a bunch of the future ones coming later. So if you didn't get Shui Yi and you didn't pull for Nicole, not too much further in the future, we're going to get more two-handed rods for free. For example, Lulu's TMR gets upgraded to two-handed. Kuja's STMR gets upgraded to two-handed. So you're going to get a bunch of like cheaper versions of two-handed rods later on if you didn't pull the only two currently available.
Yeah. So for the future magical fights, if it's fire, and fire, it's always strong. Maybe if you get lucky with her, it will be nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, she's not bad. If I get her off banner, I'll be a little bit less excited as opposed to Warrior Blight, but it's fine. If I do get her off banner, then I will have a better mage option than I currently have for fire stages. It's something. So overall, overall, this week isn't like a bad week. It's just not a great week either. So, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
pulling. How about you, Mood? You going for him?
I don't have enough lapis for the PT, but I'm going to use some tickets instead. Hoping to get a copy of Merlith, just because this DV is extremely overtuned, and yeah, I
Hmm.
kind of want to improve my score.
That's cool. That's cool. Hope you get her. Then the vision cards are kind of whatever. Actually, Warrior Blight's vision card is decent. I'm sorry, Merlith is whatever. This one is actually decent. It's 1,000 HP, 100 defense, guts. It gives any tank unit, not just Warrior Blight, all physical tanks, a bunch of flat stats, as well as, well, some killers versus demons. That's kind of whatever for tank units, but it's there. And then Merlith's is the very generic series card. It's for mages in Final Fantasy One, which is just Merlith. Yeah, it's whatever. It's there.
Yeah.
And then the Mog Event. So for those of you that are currently farming the War of the Visions Mog Event, we've got another one starting. But with the Mog Event comes Immortal Knight Garland's Neo Visions Awakening. Now, if you guys did not save your original Garland, maybe you missed the original event, or you just trust coined him, you're going to get a new one, so don't worry about that. He gets upgraded. He is not super great. He can do like okay-ish LB damage, but it's like not anything amazing. I don't know. He's just basically a bonus unit. You're probably not going to ever use him, just to be honest here. And yeah,
Yeah, his STMR is really nice.
yes, that got upgraded as well. We'll show that in just a moment, the specific upgrades. But yeah, his STMR, it's decent. It's free, and then his TMR is actually not that great. But yeah, you're gonna get him from the Mog event. You're gonna get all his shards and prisms and all that. He should go all the way to EX3, which is how it was in JP. I assume the same way here. You're gonna get a decent shield. But the interesting thing, I'm not sure why they do this. They always put the most interesting part of the Mog event in like this little bitty tiny banner at the bottom. This is the boss rush, the EX stage for the Mystery Crystal. It's not too hard, and there is no turn limit, so you can take as long as you want for this. But you got to fight all four of the fiends from Final Fantasy One in a row. It's one at a time, but it's a boss rush. All four of them: Lich, Kraken, Merlith, and Tiamat. And yeah, I'll have videos of that. I've got a JP video already up, but it's not too hard really. It might be tricky for new players because you can't bring a friend, but it's not too bad.
Mhm. This is not locked to Final Fantasy One units.
No, you can bring all the units you want. The only tricky one might be is there's a mission for 4 units or less, and you can't use a friend. So,
Hmm.
for veteran players, they're going to be fine, and it can be turn 1 OTK'd if you're like a really high end player. They are pretty bulky, and it is hard to do, but it can be done. It was done on the JP server, so it should definitely be done on the global server. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's not really that hard.
Yeah.
And then we also have the regular Chronicle Battle, which is the one you just farm. This is the boring type. The Giant's Gloves are honestly pretty terrible, so whatever on that. But the Sword of Light is really good. This is what I was talking about last week when I said we're going to get an even better tank weapon for free. This is the one I was talking about. Now, it shows the two-handed version in the preview, but like most Chronicle weapons, you can swap it between one-handed or two-handed. So the two-handed version is if you're trying to make your tank be like a finisher. Maybe you want to use the LB of Mont or Warrior of Light. They can chip in a little bit of damage. It's not nothing. It does help a little bit. You could also give this to Maeve for
Hmm.
finishing. It might help.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. But it's
This STMR is really good. I mean,
oh
I
yeah,
mean this upgrade.
oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's probably the best the best one we got, right?
Yes, I do believe this is the best tank weapon. I think even it's still in current JP. Someone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I do believe this is still the best physical tank weapon available, even to this day in JP. It's really
Yes.
good.
Yeah, so really nice, really nice.
Now, obviously, if you're going for like a pure tank build, you want to swap it to the one-handed version, not the two-handed. But you can do both.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to get the HP rolls with item world.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a really nice weapon.
I ran mine. This is kind of foolish, but I ran mine. I got like the hammer rare on it, which is I think HP and defense, and then I got like 15% HP on it as well, so it's pretty good. And I ran it like three more cycles in item world trying to get the other rare on top. That didn't happen, but I tried.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tried. And then the other update this week is, as Mood mentioned, what's the guy's name? Garland. Garland's STMR gets upgraded from the old version. It's still not like super amazing if you've got a bunch of STMRs, but it's still pretty good. It's heavy armor with 55 attack power, refresh, and some killers, or human killer. It's pretty good. Pretty good. This is still pretty terrible, like 50 attack and LB fill rate. You're probably not going to use that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other cool thing is all the level 2 black magic, so like Fyra, Darkra, Blazara, Thundara, etc., all of them, they get changed to bolting strike frames, and the damage is upgraded. But the damage is terrible regardless. The big thing is the chain frame upgrade. So now you can give anyone you want either double or quad casted bolting strike or Chaos Wave Awakened if you use the Ironies rank. I don't think there's a way to give a unit triple cast externally. It's only dual or quad. There is no triple cast black.
Yeah, but can you use the Ring of the Lucii, for example, at the end?
Oh, that's a good point. Yep. You could do that. You could do. You could triple cast Thundara and then use the last cast on like Meteor or Ultima or Alterna. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yep, so that is definitely a way to do it. So it's really good for chaining. It's really convenient. It's kind of funny that you might notice Darkra, it doesn't say it got changed. That's because Gumi kind of like accidentally copy-pasted the chaining frames on Darkra a few weeks ago. And it's kind of like left it in. But now the rest of them are being patched as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. Oh, and Warrior Blight's cooldown gets upgraded, which is, nice, but whatever.
Yeah, it's something.
So that's pretty much it for the week. Not the most exciting week. The banner is decent, but not really meta tier, in my opinion. The only event is a boring Mog event, and we have the boss rush, which is going to be fun for a few minutes. That's mostly it, though. Dark Visions is still active. We still got War of the Visions if you need to farm that. You can farm that for infinite energy if you really want to. It's really tedious, and I haven't bothered because I've got like 7,000 energy pots anyway, so I'm just not bothering.
Yeah, I was expecting the arena change. What do you think? We're going to get it?
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it. My suspicion is all of those like really hyped up updates are probably going to be pushed to the anniversary because they love to do like a big anniversary. Here's all these changes you've been waiting for. Happy anniversary. And I wish they would just give them to us, early. But, after 6 years of Brave XPS, I've kind of learned to realize the way they do things. And they love doing that big anniversary reveal or whatever. So I think it's probably going to be around anniversary time.
Okay, that's nice.
Yep, but that's pretty much it. So thanks again, Mood, for joining me to talk about the week.
Thank you very much for having me, Cesar.
All right, I will see you guys next time.